What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another Tottenham update. We've got Brian Daigle, Tottenham on tour, back in the studio. How are you doing, my friend?
I am doing very, very good. Today has been a good day.
It has been a good day.
Last night was a great night. The birds are singing, the sky is blue, and everything is good.
Absolutely. Well, not everything,
everything
but everything on the pitch last night was definitely good. But you want to give a little plug to your channel before we get things going?
You can find us at Tottenham on Tour. There's me, there's Brian Island, there's Danny Kiriakou, Ben Kaufman, Ryan Isaacs and Amir when he's in the country or able to join from Israel. Obviously, it's a very one-sided, very leave-you-out channel, but we are doing big things and we're getting bigger. Come and like and subscribe if you get a chance.
All right, and let's get straight into it. So let's start talking about Brian Hill, the hero from last night. Ali Gold says the likelihood of Hill heading out on loan has shrunk dramatically. And Estadio Deportivo say that Tottenham have blocked Brian Hill leaving this month. The player was keen to secure a loan return to Spain, but his increase in minutes recently has changed matters. Is this the right move?
I think it is. I mean, we don't know what's happening to Lucas Moura with his injuries and everything. I was on the update with you Tuesday saying I want us to focus on defenders, and then if something came about, go for someone. But was Brian Hill's performance good enough to say we don't need to so much look forward there? I don't know, but it's something.
Jury's still out.
Exactly, but it's something to say, right, something that may have been a priority may not be as much of a priority as people in the club thought it was, and hopefully that gives us some more money or whatever it may, a loan move that may be better elsewhere, certainly in the defence.
In my opinion, I think even if Hill stays, we still need another attacker to come in because you want two options in every position, right? So on the left or the right, it's going to be let's say Hill is predominantly on the left, right? So let's say Son and Hill, let's say Richarlison and Kane, and then you need someone with Kulusevski.
Yes, take John Buchanan.
I would love him. Absolutely love him through the door, but no links as of yet. But the news on Brian Hill is that Tottenham have supposedly blocked his loan move this January. And let's talk about Pape Matar Sarr as well. Ali Gold says Antonio Conte has taken a real shine to Pape Matar Sarr. He returned early from the World Cup to get the most out of his time with Conte. And that's the attitude you want, isn't it?
It is, and it just corroborates what your guy was saying to you about taking over pursuit or more... what's the word? More prominent to the position and understanding the system than Basuma is. I was impressed with him yesterday. I was impressed. And like you said, Højbjerg came back 2 days early. Do you remember a couple of years ago or after the Euros? It's always good when you see a player that eager that's like, I played at the World Cup, but no, I want to get minutes. I want to spend time with my manager and improve.
Perisic also did it after this World Cup just now.
Perisic, this is the thing. You expect that with Perisic. And I think that's a large reason why we signed him as well, because of his experience, because of the way he conducts himself and looks after his body. It's a really positive thing to see, and obviously he has been rewarded with getting some Premier League minutes as well as got Premier League minutes. Hopefully we'll get a lot more in the FA Cup. I can see why Conte is impressed.
Me as well. He looks like he just slots straight into that system, and he looks at home and doesn't even for 20 years of age, and for such, he looks like he's got such a slender build to him, but he looks so strong on the ball.
Yep, I have to say that he does. He did look very, very dominant on the ball. And when I saw...
So calm in possession as well.
That's the big thing. But when I did see him against Villa, I think he came off some minutes against Nice as well. He did look very slight, but all my thoughts on that were brushed aside yesterday. A very aggressive Palace. A very physical Palace. All right, again, it was only 20, 25 minutes, but I do want to see more of him now.
Yeah, me as well. And hopefully he does get the 90 minutes this weekend against Portsmouth. Let's talk about some potential incomings now. Marcus Edwards. Ali Gold says that Tottenham are looking to sign a new attacker this month, but links to Marcus Edwards are believed to be wide off the mark at this stage. What's your thoughts on Marcus Edwards? Would you like to see him back?
So first of all, what a shock that they're wide off the mark. What an absolute...
I knew you had to get that one in.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. But listen, so when Marcus Edwards was coming through, like people know my love for Alfie Devine, I heard a lot of people talking about him. So I started watching him, and I really liked what I see. Or liked what I saw, sorry. But there was talks about his temperament and everything as well. He's gone away, went to Holland, now he's in Portugal, did very, very well against us, home and away. But I don't think that's enough to bring him home. And I don't like it when it's like, well, we had this player on our books, we let him go, and now we're bringing him back because we realised we could have used him. I think, judging him by those 2 games, there's so much better out there. So much better out there. And I would like to see someone more established come in. Maybe that could be even 2-3 years, but we need someone now. So I wouldn't want him back.
Fair enough. I mean, if we were to bring him back, would you be happy or would you be frustrated that we didn't get someone
I'd be frustrated.
of higher calibre?
I think I would be frustrated for the reasons I said. Like, it's another player that we've let go. Then we've realised and brought him back. And again, we are lacking this position and the creativity so badly. So if you're doing it, don't go get someone that could be a solution. Go and get someone that is the solution.
Yeah, I'm not again. I mean, yeah, I completely agree, to be fair. Let's talk about Emerson Royale now. Ali Gold says offers are expected to be listened to for Emerson Royale, with Spurs likely needing to offload a right wing back if they want a new one.
It's all well and good being they'll listen to offers. It's whether that phone rings with any offers. Listen, like what we've seen with Winks, Tanganga, Lo Celso, Dele, we can't get money for these people. It's a case of shipping them off on loan and hoping that they do well enough. I think we just need to... And it's been a nightmare for him as well, let's face it. He's come over here, don't get me wrong, he's been paid handsomely, but it hasn't worked the way he wanted it. Yes, he's been enjoying himself off the pitch with his Brazilian contingency and being a positive person in the dressing room, but he's brought here to do something on the pitch and he doesn't. So delighted that we're listening to offers for both us and him. It's whether any come in.
With Emerson, right, are you worried that no offers will come in? Because in my opinion, right, Emerson Royale was brought in under Nuno in a back 4, and that's predominantly where he should be playing. We've seen good performance, good defensive displays from him when you look back at Liverpool last year, Man City last year. You know, the big games last year, he actually stood up for the team in good defensive displays. I actually think that if he was to get a move to the Italian league, to the Spanish league, and play in that system in a back 4 as a fullback as opposed to a wing back, I think he could thrive in those positions. And for his age, being 23 years of age, surely offers will come in for him.
You'd like to think so. I think the Spanish league, look, Barcelona were laughing when we paid that much to them. So I don't know so much of the Spanish league, the Italian league, the French league.
Maybe not to a team like Barcelona, but maybe to a Europa League team. Well, Barcelona are in the Europa, but you know what I mean, to like a proper Europa League team.
Yeah, you never know. I think a Europa League team, or maybe even a little bit lower, and then at least build on your career. Don't go to a club where Champions League is the expectation, because unfortunately, unless he is in the back 4, which we haven't got to see hardly any of, you just wouldn't know.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's the news about Emerson Royale. Spurs are likely to listen to offers for Emerson. And now let's talk about Pedro Porro once again. Ali Gold says Pedro Porro is still a player of interest for Tottenham, although there are still some concerns there over whether he can physically meet the demands of a Conte wingback. Record publication out in Portugal was saying that Tottenham are insistent on signing Pedro Porro and giving Antonio Conte the wingback he wants. Sporting Lisbon will not negotiate, however, and they want the €45 million release clause. And AS, a publication out from Spain, say that Tottenham remain in negotiations with Sporting Lisbon to sign wingback Pedro Porro. I'm not sure it consists of negotiations when they are very hard on one stance and they will not move.
Yep.
I don't know what the negotiations are. Tottenham like, yeah, we'll pay you 20 million. No, it's 45. All right, we'll pay you 25 million. No, it's 45. All right, we'll pay you 25.1 million. No, it's 45. You know what I mean? Like, where's the negotiation?
I've got 2 words for you and 2 words only. Milan Skriniar.
Yeah.
When it was 42.5 and we kept going with lower bids. It's all well and good being insistent. I insist that Levy spends. Doesn't mean a thing. I don't get the demands for an Antonio Conte right wing back. He's got all the skills. The going forward, he looks very good going back. I understand the physicality side that may not fit, but let's face it. If we've been on him this long, there's got to be something about it that Conte sees and Conte wants. It's just now, like I said, if this is what if Conte is saying this is the one. Just get it done. And if it's not the one Conte wants, listen to what Conte wants and go get him the one he does want.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
It really is. It really is. I mean, it's a position that we've been pretty much struggling in since Kyle Walker and Trippier left the club. I mean, when you're looking at the right backs that have been through the door since then, you're looking at a right back like Serge Aurier, for example. Take Serge Aurier, right? We chased him out of this club. We cancelled his contract. We literally ripped it up in front of his face and chucked it out of the door. He gets into this team right now.
Yeah, I think I honestly think we wouldn't be talking about Serge Aurier the way we do if Conte had been here earlier and had him. Not saying that he would have been brilliant or whatever, but I think he would have been better than what we saw of him. And this is the thing, like you said, and I always give credit to the Irish Hotspur when I say this. When we sold Kyle Walker for 50 million, we spent more than 50 million trying to replace him. Each one has got worse, apart from Spence, who he doesn't trust or didn't want. So this position, out of all the positions that we need, I still think centre backs are the key to the January transfer window. But at least listen, this is like, what, 4 or 5 years Kyle Walker's been gone now? Listen to the manager for a wing-back, especially when wing-backs are so vital to Conte.
Yeah, absolutely, which we saw last night, right?
Yeah.
Doherty getting on the score sheet, Perisic getting another assist. But let's finish off with Harry Kane, as Harry Kane is now just 3 goals away from equaling Jimmy Greaves' record of 266 goals for Tottenham Hotspur and becoming Tottenham's all-time leading goal scorer, which is amazing to think about. Well, amazing to think about that. He's done it in this time. Dan Kilpatrick, let me just read some stats out for you. 300 Premier League appearances for Harry Kane, 198 goals, 44 assists, 3 golden boots. I mean, this guy, man. I mean, he's the one that's most likely to break Alan Shearer's record in the Premier League as well. He's done 198 goals in 300 appearances, which is more than Alan Shearer got at this stage as well. What a player this guy is.
Yeah, I mean, that stat's got to make Alan Shearer worry a bit, because if he's done that quicker, I think, is it 3 goals to equal? I think it's 3 goals to go ahead. I think it's 2 goals to equalise now.
No, I think he's on 263, and the record is 266.
Okay, maybe it is that. I thought it was 3 to go above, so my apologies. But yeah, listen, he's 3 away. We'll see if he plays against Portsmouth. But could you just the headlines and the
he needs to do it against Arsenal, man.
Can you imagine if he does if he gets it, scoring a hat trick, a hat trick in a North London derby? Not only will he go down as the greatest ever goal scorer, not only will a record like Arsenal have seen smashed with Cliff Bastin and Ian Wright and Thierry Henry. This is history in Spurs. This is a very historic moment.
He'll do it within the next month for sure.
Oh, of course. He'll do it in January. He'll do it in January, barring an injury or a suspension for a straight red card. But you get to see these kind of records, and look how long it's taken someone to get to Greaves.
Yeah,
and he's still going to be here. He's not going to be like 1 or 2 goals ahead. He's going to fight. He's going to go a fair whack over Jimmy Greaves, and if he gets that hat trick, if he doesn't, it's just going to be a historic moment. I just hope he does it at home. I hope he can do it at home. Obviously, the away fans will go absolutely potty, but to score that, especially at the South Stand, could you want anything more?
I know. But, just if he does it away from home, it just brings me back to when Heung-min Son won the Golden Boot at Norwich. Yeah, it was just insane. The atmosphere that day at Norwich was just incredible.
Oh, well, that game he couldn't score. He started off, he couldn't score.
Yeah,
he just
I know.
weren't working for him. He just popped up with those goals. But yeah, for Harry Kane, just 3 away. And you've got to remember, last season he wanted to move. He started off slowly, still finished with a good goal return, and his assists were outstanding. He's just a wonderful player who's, apart from that move, never caused any trouble at Spurs, never in the back pages, family man, does everything, and to do it, especially after what happened at the World Cup, what a wonderful story for a wonderful, wonderful player.
Yeah, absolutely. And the goal tally that he's got right now this season is equal to his best one ever in the Premier League as well. So it just shows you what kind of form he's on. And talking about the World Cup as well, Dan Kilpatrick says that Harry Kane says that he'll remember his penalty miss against France for the rest of his life, but insists it's made him even hungrier for success with Tottenham and England. I mean, that's what you call elite mentality, and that's what you want to hear from Harry Kane after that miss, isn't it?
Yeah, Joe, I actually think what I really want to see right now, he just needs to put that... like when Stuart Pearce in Euro 96, he took that penalty, he had to wait 6 years for that moment. I just want us to get a penalty at any point, any game. I don't care, and just have Harry Kane do what Harry Kane normally does and just smash it.
Do you think that like, let's say he gets a penalty? I wouldn't say North London derby because that's too much of a big game. But let's say Fulham away or whatever it is, he gets a penalty there. Do you reckon that's putting it to bed, or do you think he needs to have it in a big moment to put it to bed?
I think scoring a penalty puts it to bed because if he gets, let's use the Fulham game you gave as an example. All the media will be commenting about it, like Soccer Saturday and all those things will be going. Harry Kane said, the world will be, or the England will be saying, here he is what's going to happen? There'll be a lot, and he'll know that. Running through his head will be, right, this is the moment, just block everything out. So yeah, I the bigger the game, obviously, the more pressure, but I think no matter what, when Harry Kane next takes a penalty for Tottenham Hotspur, that the pressure and the things in his head will be, I've got to do this.
All right. Well, there you have it. That is your Tottenham update for today. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any thoughts regarding any of the news stories we've brought to you today. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.